Hey Fruity friends, I wanted to share the basics of my diet and lifestyle with you because I've been getting some questions in this direction. I am on the 80-10-10 or 95-5 diet and lifestyle. What do these numbers mean? First of all, 80-10-10 by Dr. Douglas Graham. 80% carbs, 10% protein, and 10% fat. So the breakdown of the 80% from fresh, ripe fruit. For me, it's easiest to get this in via smoothies. Banana, date, carob smoothies, pineapple orange juice, or a meal of 9 mangoes, for example, when I can get them. 10% is from leafy, young greens, like romaine, butter lettuce, Boston bib lettuce, also called. This does mean eating a large salad every night, or putting some of these greens in your smoothies. For those that think that this is not enough protein, the World Health Organization would disagree with you. WHO recommends 4 to 5% protein per day, and I've read that they actually proved 2 to 3% was sufficient, but they doubled it just to be safe. Then 10% is from fat, avocados, nuts, and seeds in small quantities. I mainly do avocados as my fat right now. Nuts and seeds are allowed in small quantities, but I found that I'm doing better without them for right now. I think if I was able to get fresh nuts off of a tree, I would be able to eat them and not overeat them. Also, 95-5 is just a variation, I believe, of this diet. 90% being from fruit carbohydrates, 5% from fat, and 5% again from protein. This is the 30 bananas a day way, or the banana girl way, banana boy way. So I'm somewhere in the middle of these two variations. I tend to net out around 87 to 89% fruit carbs, and 7% from fat, and 4% protein on a daily average. This diet, depending on which one you're looking at, recommends between 2,000 to 3,500 calories per day, and up if athletic. I'm at around 2,800 to 3,100 calories per day on average now. I built up to this amount. It wasn't easy to get that much fruit in at first, but now this is the amount that keeps me satisfied and full for the night. I have bursts of athleticism, and then I have bursts of sedentary days as well. I'm still aiming at a more regularly active lifestyle and getting there. I recommend eating as raw as possible for the healing, as much healing as possible, and the detox to happen faster and get it over with. Some days I do give in to a raw until dinner style, where yes, I may eat potatoes, corn pasta, rice. Corn pasta with low-fat marinara sauce is really the best for me. It digests the best. Potatoes, I have some adverse reactions right away. They set my teeth on edge. I've tried different varieties of potatoes. The white ones are really the worst. The key is to keep the fat low and the salt low, as minimum as possible, to having these backup plans. Dr. Graham's book mentions why these aren't as good as fruit and greens. Well worth the read, and you can decide for yourself. I think it's good to know that you have options as a backup plan. If you cannot get the fruit immediately or ongoing, you have options. Definitely whole, plant-based, organic as much as possible, ripe fruits and veggies, and young leafy greens. That, I believe, is the optimal plan. And you can check out the list of the dirty dozen that you want to avoid being not organic. So which fruits and vegetables you really want to have be organic. Typically, it's the ones that you're not eating the skin of, you're peeling it, you're removing the skin and not eating, you're throwing that away and just eating the inside. You have a better shot at dealing with not organic of those fruits and vegetables. Your leafy greens, better to have organic from everything that I've read. In my book, Diary of a Raw Vegan, I outline what I ate for my first year, going low-fat raw vegan in more depth, the ups and downs that I experienced with all of that. Lots of daily entries as well as tips and mistakes. I include my favorite recipes and what kept me going, and everything that I learned that first year. On my site, rawjenny.com, I also have a recipe section that's growing all the time. What changed me from a high-fat raw food diet to a low-fat raw vegan plan really was the book by Dr. Douglas Graham called 80-10-10, as well as the 30 Bananas a Day forum, which is definitely worth checking out if you're considering dietary changes for the better. Healings that I've experienced going raw and then low-fat raw vegan are my asthma is gone, my allergies are gone, constipation is gone, my skin trouble when I'm eating 100% raw or mostly raw is gone, digestive issues gone, like heartburn, acid reflux, gas, bloating, all that pain that goes with that. Happy digestion dance, yay! Is very hydrated now, so I'm not having dry skin issues when I eat this way, even in the dry Midwest winter, and I'm almost 40, so not having dry skin I think is pretty huge. I lose weight when I stay mainly raw. I tend to gain or maintain when I do the backup plan of corn pasta, potatoes, etc. I've heard some interesting theories about why the weight gain, that it's possibly with chronometer.com, where we log our calories, and there are other ones as well, Fit Diary and NutriDiary. I use chronometer.com to log my calories, and it could be overestimating our fruit calories and underestimating our backup plan food calories. So there may be something to that. Hormonally speaking, I'm way better on the more raw that I stay. My cycle seems to be evening out. It was coming every 3 weeks, which is no bueno. And it seems to be evening out now more at the 4-week mark. And it's better and it's easier the higher raw vegan, low fat that I stay. It's all about what digests the best for me, because when my digestion is happy, it's not focused on digesting heavy things, but fruit digests the quickest. Sometimes within 15 minutes, fruit digests. My bodily energy is freed up instead of focusing on digesting, and then I get tired, and then people need to take naps and things like that. So when it's freed up and when it's easy on the digestion, it can be healing the rest of me.
We all good here in Banana Land. We're keeping it fruity in Banana Land.
So, happy digestion dance, yay!